Hey y'all, welcome back to the party. It is me, your girl, BrittReacts, and that's right, it's time to pull up a chair because class is in session. This, however, is a short class. It's only 5.5 minutes. I'll take it. This is our teacher of the year of the century, the fat electrician, talking about a toilet sinking a submarine. Most expensive bowel movement ever. I couldn't even get through it. I was trying. I really tried to get through the title of this video, seriously, but what?
Today we're talking about that time in World War II when a German officer sank his own submarine by taking a dump. Yeah, this actually happened. But first, an ad. This video is brought to you by Warwood Tools, an American family-owned business based out of West Virginia that's been making sledgehammers and axes for over 165 years. I mean, look at this bad boy. It's a 10-pound sledgehammer made out of 1060 high-carbon steel that was forged using World War II-era drop hammers. So next time somebody tells you they don't make things like they used to, just know that Warwood actually does. Back to the video. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Type 7 German U-boat. U-boat just means underwater boat, aka it's a submarine, and the Germans just wanted to use a different name so that they could feel special. But with the Type 7 U-boat in particular, a special name just wasn't special enough. No. They also had to have a special type of toilet. You see, the Germans didn't want to use a septic tank on board for their bathrooms like literally every other submarine ever, you know, because septic tanks made sense and were convenient. I mean, they took up a lot of space and added weight, apparently. So instead, they engineered their way out of common sense and proceeded to make a toilet that would flush directly into the ocean, which
I need a full, not a 30. Time out. I need a media time out right now. Okay, the craziest thing is I just saw, I feel like I say this every other video, but I just saw like something, a short or a reel of a cruise line that like all this brown water was coming out of the back of it, and everybody's like, oh yeah, every cruise ship does that like at some point, and typically it's like close as they're going close to port or to dock or whatever. Is this true? Somebody tell me it was AI edited. I don't know what to believe on this godforsaken World Wide Web anymore. Somebody please tell me it's not true. But I'm sorry, y'all just wanted to be special, and so you put a doodle tube on the submarine? I don't understand. God bless the fish. Now I understand why some people don't eat seafood, which, listen, I'm going to eat it till the day I'm no longer here. Another conversation for another day. Okay. Also, we're like hardcore on the boat train. Like, we are riding the boat train. Okay, we are like every video we've watched recently has been about some type of boat, and I'm here for it. And the next one I think is about a boat, if I remember properly. There's so many about ships and boats, and I just can't take it. Anyway, I'm in a great mood today, if you can't tell, guys.
Convenient. I mean, they took up a lot of space and added weight, apparently. So instead, they engineered their way out of common sense and proceeded to make a toilet that would flush directly into the ocean, which honestly wasn't a terrible idea, except for the fact that you could only flush when the submarine was above water, which, as I'm sure you can tell by the name Submarine, wasn't all that often. You see, when the submarine was underwater, it meant that the pressure outside of the sub was greater than the pressure in the sub, and you can't exactly flush a toilet into a higher pressure system, because that's not how toilets work, because, you know, gravity and science and shit.
Yes, science!
If you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm trying to tell you that every time this submarine was underwater and one of the 50 crewmen had to take a piss or honk out a dirt snake, they had to do it into a bucket because the toilet...
I'm definitely not picking up what you're putting down in this video if we're talking about poop shoots. But a dirt snake! Nick, where do you come up with this stuff? Where do you come up with it? I'm gonna say your wife. She's the clever one in this thing, isn't she? Hey, girl. We see you, girl.
And one of the 50 crewmen had to take a piss or honk out a dirt snake, they had to do it into a bucket because the toilets didn't work.
Dear God.
And then they just had to leave the bucket sitting out and hope they didn't spill, which is what the medical community refers to as fucking disgusting. Enter the protagonist of our story, ladies and gentlemen, U-boat 1206. It would depart for its first war patrol ever on April 6, 1945, under the command of 28-year-old Adolf Schlitt. And Commander Schlitt's new vessel was equipped with the latest and greatest toilet technology. You see, the Germans had addressed the issue of not being able to flush underwater, and it absolutely was not by equipping a septic tank like everyone else. No, they had superior German engineering, and that's exactly what they used on their toilet, because they created a toilet that would flush into a pressure...
You saw it. That is a Volkswagen Beetle with like the tank tracks. and missiles on top. This is a comedy skit. I'm watching an SNL skit. There's no way. I feel like I'm watching the Weekend Report because there's no way. There's no way. What? That's the power of German engineering. Where does he find these photos? Is this on Google for real? Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Water. And it absolutely was not by equipping a septic tank like everyone else. No, they had superior German engineering, and that's exactly what they used on their toilet, because they created a toilet that would flush into a pressure chamber that they would then pressurize to a pressure that was greater than the water pressure outside of the sub, and then they would open it and shoot the feces into the water like a poop torpedo. They literally made a turd torpedo.
Nemo!
Nice.
Which honestly infuriates me on so many different levels. Because A, they're roaming around the seven seas blowing mud all over the ocean floor, and I can't even get a plastic straw 78 years later. Look, I'm not saying I don't care about the turtles. All I'm saying is we need to come up with a compromise where I can pretend to give a shit about ocean animals while also not having a mushy straw halfway through my drink. Secondly, and probably most importantly, this toilet was so complex and it was so vital that it be used 100% correctly 100% of the time that they had to train a new crew member, and his whole job was to flush this toilet. And his job title was, and I quote, the shit man. And that, kids, is probably the best example I can give you of why commas are important, because there is a significant difference between being the shit man and being the shit man. Because one of them means that you're probably a pretty cool guy, and the other one means that all your coworkers are going to talk to you like this.
Shitter was full! Yeah. You checked our shitters, honey?
Okay, first of all, having a toilet be so complex that it necessitates its own career path is the brightest shining example of German engineering I've ever seen in my entire life. And secondly, it's important to remember the whole reason they did this was to save space and weight by not having a septic tank. Now, they have a new member of the crew whose whole job is to flush the toilet. He's also going to need somewhere to live, and he's going to have to eat food. At best, they're maybe breaking even. And to top it all off, they're also launching butt burritos at innocent turtles. This is unacceptable. Okay, so
burritos. There's a lot of Nemo references around here. I see what's going on. Tell me you're a parent without telling me you're a parent, or at least a millennial. Yeah, what? This is just so dumb. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. What? There weren't other ways that we could save on weight? Guys, come on.
So U-boat 1206 is on its first war patrol ever. 8 days into that war patrol, Commander Schlitt has to take a shit. You can't make this up. So the commander goes in the submarine, does what he has to do, and then when it comes time to summon the toilet guy, whose whole job is to flush the toilet and nothing else, he decides, nah, if anybody's gonna launch this stink pickle at an innocent fish, it's gonna be me. Plus, I'm an officer. I'm smart. How complex could it be? Things promptly go catastrophically wrong, and the entire compartment begins filling with his own feces and seawater.
Shit everywhere. There's shit everywhere! Damn it! There's shit on the windows! Oh my God!
Which honestly wouldn't be the end of the world, except for the fact that this compartment was also full of high-capacity batteries for the submarine, and when high-capacity batteries are exposed to salt water, they start to release hydrogen and chlorine gas. Hydrogen being extremely flammable and chlorine gas being toxic would force the crew to immediately surface a vessel, open up the hatch, and start venting the toxic fumes. And just when you think this day couldn't get any shittier, they were immediately spotted by the Royal Air Force, who began attacking them. The RAF would then critically damage U-boat 1206, causing the entire crew to flee on life rafts, where they were captured and held prisoner till the end of the war about 3 weeks later. Commander Schlitt would actually survive and live to the age of 90 when he passed away in 2009.
Commander Schlitt, this was all your fault.
Weeks later. Commander Schlitt would actually survive and live to the age of 90 when he passed away in 2009, being probably the only guy to go to the bathroom and actually blow it up. So in conclusion, I truly believe that this may be the most expensive and consequential bowel movement in human history, and if it's not, I need you to let me know in the comments what actually is. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang, out.
What? See, there's another one. Ice cream ships. We didn't even get there yet. Jesus Lord. I don't have anything else to say. I'm both disgusted and completely tickled by all of this. Go and have the day you deserve.